Alrighty. Doc here from North America. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Another fun-filled week, and it's a short week. It's the holiday week. It's heading towards the end of the year. We talk about this all the time. This time of the year for 40 some odd years now, we've learned that this is just one sloppy end of the year situation that goes on. Taxes and all the other stuff. That drives the markets away from, I guess you could say, like Yana says, fundamental ideas, and moves it towards these mechanical ones where they have to adjust for taxes and end of the year and take profits on things that they made money on, and this is a lot the funds mainly. Like 99% of the action in this market is the funds market, and then at the same time take losses, and so you're watching winners go down and you're seeing losers sometimes go up. It makes not much sense, but that's the way the markets go. Anyway, there we are, and here we are now. So let's see what's going on here. Start off with this. Oh, let's go over to the currencies. Right there, there is the Swiss against the dollar. What a bounce going on today. I mean, we came in for a couple of days in a sell. We're in a weekly sell. You can see the pressure has been on the dollar for a while. We've been in a weekly sell now for 3+ weeks. They've driven it down. We've had a couple of hiccups in here, and then all of a sudden the market now is doing its gig again, I guess, and you can see it's trying to pop in here. And when we go over and take a look at some of the other pairs trades that we always watch, like the euro, right there, you can see euro is getting pushed down pretty hard today. Let's give it a refresh, and it's like, okay, they're selling pairs and buying dollars. Okay, it's what's exciting about the dollar more or less than any other day. It's hard to say. They did pass a bill for $900 billion. I know they have about 200 billion of it sitting there in a bank account that they've already just have not been able to spend because the House and the Senate haven't been able to come together on an idea and then Mr. Trump would be able to sign off on and agree to. What they, in the end result, is that now we are at an agreement. They're going to be $600 checks going out to everybody, I guess under 100 and some odd $1,000 or something like that, and then they're going to be $300 extra to the unemployment number. And I'm trying to think what else are we hearing, and then I'm not sure if there's going to be that much more than that. And then probably for businesses, little businesses, they were trying to get a lot of liability, so people don't get sued for allowing people to come into their restaurants or businesses that have virus 19, and all of a sudden, they catch it and then they go and sue the restaurant or the store or whatever it is. I mean, the whole thing is crazy on so many different levels. You couldn't make this stuff up. Let's put it that way. All right, and so you can see here we're seeing a little weakness in there, but we've been in a weekly buy for weeks now. As you can see on line 14, 9 weeks in a weekly buy there. Now, same thing over here with, you can see it on J4X. We'll take a look at it right there. And you can see how the white line is trying to head down a little bit in here. And it has not hit the dotted line, but both the purple and the white are moving down, so there's some pressure on there. We've been in a weekly buy, as you can see, like I said, on line 14, 9 weeks now, and 3 days in a daily buy, and now they're trying to roll over in here. Now let's jump. Oh, and I guess we've turned off the let's see, format RSI, and just make it a status of, let's see, what is it, input. How do I do that? I think now. We were looking at the RSI. We just didn't find it. Let's just remove it. We've turned it off on on Dukascopy on the J4X. So I guess that's about the best way to look at it. Format indicator. Where is RSI? Right there. And remove. There we are. And close. And so you can see the pressure just on the edge of going into a daily sell. Something about increased virus in England, and you can see they slammed the daylights after being up in the 36s. Slammed it down to 32, almost 400 pip move over a 2-day period, a Friday and a Monday. You can see the pressure on that there. Let's see, what else can we say about this? Same situation. They're selling dollars, selling sterling and buying dollars. I guess a flight to safety. When we hear that, I guess the two things we need to do is take a look at, obviously, the metals. Let's take a look at them really quick, see what gold and silver is doing. And so, and let's check J4 actually. I just want to see what it looks like on the right there. See if it's pierced the golden dotted line. Yeah, right there. Okay, so it's pierced it and it's breaking down. We'll see if they survive the day like that and then they try to turn up, or what's going on there. You can see the weekly also at the same time on cable is playing with the weekly sell number right off on a Monday morning. And you can see there, that's line 13. We've been 10 weeks in a weekly buy there and 4 days in a buy. So the pressure is on this sector here. And, you can see they're reaching for dollars, which, I always shake my head at. It's kind of like a flight to safety from the place that could be the unsafe situation. It's always odd. That's why us Americans, a lot of market people shake our heads at that action. But it just shows you the desperation of the planet in general. And that's what it really comes down to. So now let's go over and take a look at, see what we can do here like that. Is that better? That makes that a little bit better, doesn't it? Yeah. And so then, like that. And then let's take a look at gold and silver, just to see what, the flight to safety. And we'll look at the 10-year bond at the same time. So there is the 10-year bond right off, and it's lifting up. You can see that strength there. That's that flight to safety. Been in a couple days of a sell, and it's been in a weekly sell for 2 full weeks. We're just running an old gas line 3 on this, so we're not even putting the second plot in there. So the fourth plot. Usually we watch the plot 1 and the plot 4, and we watch the plot 4 like here. We do that to see how it acts around the time manifolds. So in other words, when it's deep down below and it starts to move up through it, a lot of times we see strength. You see that strength there. Same thing like right here. And in this case here, we're just running the histogram without the white plot. And that's fine. We just find it to be a little bit easier on the weekly on this particular product. And so now let's go. Let's see, where's that? Right there. Let's take a look at silver. Silver made a big dash. Wow. Hit our black little dotted line there. So the flight to safety was right up to it and hit the rotisserie and rolled over. That's where we always go, like chicken, winner, winner, chicken dinner. And so it stayed in a buy. Let's see where it is on the spreadsheet here. What is that? Right. Oh, no, it came in on a sell. A weekly buy and a daily sell. So it's in a neutral. Can't play that. And that's what they did. They put it into a sell there. Drove it down last night down to 25. What's the low? 25.12 from 26 and change. And then the panic pushed it way up. So, and then let's see what gold did then. And let me do this over here too. So wow, that's funny. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Let me just reload this too at the same time. There we are. And got rid of that red dot too. And we'll save it. There it is. And now let's take a look at gold just to see what they did to the gold action. Okay, so now gold came in also in a daily sell. That's line 6. But in a weekly buy, kind of stuck in the neutral again. And you can see here it's trying to curve. And they knocked it down also. And then they tried to take it up. And obviously that didn't hold up well whatsoever. And now you can see it's rolling right back over again. So we'll go with that and save that one. And there's the gold for February. Saved. And you can see the action that we're having in it. Now, let's see. Oh, and you can see here in the stock market, just show you what the stock market's doing. Look at this. The stock market. This is the Nasdaq 100, or on Dukascopy, it's referred to as the Tech 100. And we can take a look at that on there too at the same time. Let's go there. And it is getting clocked. They were down a good amount. Let's see, where is it at? Tech 100. This is like the index as far as I'm concerned across the planet. This is the one that has, it has all the top tech companies, and they're making our economy run, and look at the way, they've done this. They've knocked this down, and now it's even playing with the weekly sell. So again, end of the year noise, things that have profits in them, they're going to be taking those profits and getting rid of them so they can also sell the ones they took a loss in. That's the way that works, traders. It's all due to the tax season, I mean, that's what it really comes down to. It's all due to the tax season. And that's that little slice of socialism that interrupts capitalism all the time. So the decision made in the stock market and other investments get pushed to, oh, here we go. There's middle age. Wild overnight session in silver. Yes. We went into that daily sell. It got smacked, and then it comes roaring back up. Hey, David. How you doing? Let's see. What about NAS dollar and Aussie dollar? Sure. Yeah, middle age. Do you see that chart I put up there? Where is it at? Let me just show you real quick again, right there. Yeah, they smack it down. I mean, like 80 some odd cents in a sell, and then boom, it zips right back up. Now, right there, I'm surprised we don't have the little dotted line there, because we're on the spreadsheet as being in a sell. So, but we're in a weekly buy, so you couldn't really trade that more than just an intraday, have fun type of thing. And that's where it is there. And now you can see it's doing this, whereas gold has moved down, silver doesn't want to move down. Interesting. So now, and it went to the dotted rotisserie line we talked about. That's so weird. All right, now let's head back over to the currencies for David. Let's see, where are we at? So first one was NAS dollar, right there. There's NAS dollar, and you can see, I think we were in a buy coming in on that. I kind of remember that. Yeah, so we were in a buy coming in, and we've been in a weekly buy for 3, 5, 7, 8 weeks, flirting with you can see the white line is breaking the time manifold there too. You can see here it's breaking down also. We'll see if that lasts for the day, or is this just end of the year crazy, and then let's jump over to, was it Aussie dollar? There's Aussie dollar. Same situation. Let's give it a reload. Right there. And that's not attacking the weekly yet, even with that big chunk out of it. We'll see how long that lasts. You see these sell-offs have not been very good in this big long weekly buy. Hope that helped you out there, David. And middle age, if you have any interest in anything particular, jump out at it. I was looking at the hogs because Robin and I had put the hogs up there. Let's see, let's go back to that. There it is right there. I was looking at the hogs. They haven't started trading them yet. See what they're going to do there. Let's see what they do with cattle. I don't think cattle's trading either yet. No. Now let's see what, now the grains are trading. Like there's soybeans, and they're reaching for them, and they're just lifting up really nice. Been in a weekly buy for like, I don't know, what's that, on the spreadsheet, you can see it there. Let's see, 17 weeks now in a weekly buy. Corn's 19 weeks in a weekly buy, right there, right above it. Let's see what corn's doing here this morning. Right, where are you, corn? There it is. March corn. Okay, so they took it up and they knocked it down. Let's reload that. So they lifted it up and went to 440, and then now they're trading at 434 with a low of 430. So wild and woolly. Let's see what they're doing with wheat. There's March wheat. Now March wheat isn't a daily sell, but in a weekly buy here. So very curious action. Let's reload that. There we are. So kind of, let's see. I'm looking to get long hogs and already long live cattle. Yeah, I'll tell you, things are the meats are really well. Everything seems to be lifting. It's like someone knows something, right? You trade these things. Isn't that odd? And there's feeders. Isn't it odd that they're all marching together? No one's offsetting one with against the other. That type of thing. You can see here. That's feeders for Friday. None of these things are trading live at the moment on this system, so we'll see what they do there. But yeah, we put a recommend out on, and I guess if beans and or not beans, but if hogs and not hogs, if corn is weak and beans are firm, what's that say about the whole action to begin with? That's kind of wild, isn't it? So, like there, you can see it. That gapped up and showed life in it in the soybeans. And we talk about that, currency traders, about the idea that these things are used as surrogates for currency. That's why we pay attention to them, is because they actually are a surrogate, and this way traders can trade these things, or institutions can trade these things, and not disrupt the central bank of their country, and say that you might be manipulating currency. And that's what that usually has everybody cautious. They don't want to get labeled as a currency manipulator. Where has our freedom gone? I mean, where is that free market concept that just used to be really nice? And they just manipulate interest rates once in a while. Whoa, there we go. Now, I don't even know if we can. Is there even a way of describing the crazy that we see? I mean, honestly. We see these events that occur that I don't know how to even describe them anymore. I guess the best way to describe them is just we're now trapped inside a central bank market. In other words, the central banks control and the Federal Reserve control the marketplace. They're the buyers of last resort, and free markets are not what they used to be. That's for sure. All right, let's head over back to the currencies. And so you got that there, David? Was that good? And now where were we at? We left off. Oh, let's take a look at the Turkish lira since we left the British pound and see what they're doing with that. It went into the weekly sell for the first time. Where is that? Yep. Let's see, where's it at? Right there. Line 17. We're in a weekly sell for the first time in 54 weeks. Over a year. We've been, ever since that economic news came out about, or the political news, I guess you could call it, the political news came out about the finance minister / sovereign fund manager. They were the same person. They left their job for health reasons. I'm not sure what the issue is there, but and the end result is that's what's going on. You can see we've been looking at this box in here. I guess we can get rid of that box like that. And watching the slope, we can remove that. It was a triangle trying to do its thing. And I guess we're going to watch it to see the 7,500, see what they do with that. So they've brought it down from 85 down to 75 there. Turned back up, but has gone nowhere in particular. There's not enough conviction into this product at the moment. And so we have just we have 9 days, I guess it is, something like that. So money has to adjust their position over the next 9 days for tax reasons. Take a sip of water there. And that's that interference now that we get every year, and we've been getting them for decades. But now that the central banks are the major player, it's very disciplined, very stern action compared to having exchange traders and funds and everybody else being the buyers of last resort. Now that we have the governments themselves across the planet being totally invested, it's a whole different game. And that's what quantitative trading is all about. And the end result is it removes that fundamental stuff because there's no fundamentals anymore. Whatever fundamentals they use, they're hiding them. They don't tell us what they are. When they come out with those blanket statements like, oh, and this month no one is manipulating their currency. It's like, wow, what defines manipulating a currency, and they don't tell us either. I mean, they don't give us no information on that. So that's where we are. All right, let's look over to Canadian. You can see Canadians doing the same thing. It's that rush to buy American dollars and sell Canadian dollars. You can see that firmness there. We've been in a weekly sell since here, and we're this big aggressive spike. It's the Friday, I guess. Let's look at that line 20. Line 20 did not. We did not. Now, how did that say line 20? Where's it at? Right there. It shouldn't be a 7. It should be a 1. See, we're in a buy. Right there. You see that right there. There we are. Second day of moving up. I guess we have nobody that follows it. I think that's what it comes down to at this point. No one's really following it. We don't have any customers paying attention to it. So I guess somehow or another, sometimes some of these things slip through the cracks until someone asks me something about them, and then we look. I mean, we follow a lot of products here. We can only chase after so much. So that's just a manual physical delivery problem there. And that was interesting. I remember Thursday, I thought that was curious, that it really tried to show strength there. And then Friday, I could have sworn we put it into the buy. I was a little confused by that. But I can see the spreadsheet. It did not have it. So, okay. So that's where we are with that. We've already started off with the Swiss right there. And so then let's take a look at the yen. Yen is trying to play with the volatility signal going on there with a red and a green dot. And at the same time, it closed in a... Now, I could have sworn I put a line in there for that weekly sell. Now, what's it say there? Line... Was it 19? Okay, yeah, we do have the sell in there on the spreadsheet. You see that on line 19. So we're 1 week in a sell, 9 days in a sell, all the way back in here. Remember, we had a volatility thing here, so we couldn't get that. And then we had a volatility thing there again. It didn't allow us to get long. And so we've been in a sell all the way. And now you can see it's trying to show some life there like that. And then let me do this. Let's change the color there for the weekly. There we are. There we go. And so there's the yen. Kind of reflecting that strength that we saw in the dollar. That's usually the way it rolls around here. Let's see now. Now, from there, we drift over to... where else do we go with this? I guess that's about it, unless someone else asks. Oh, usually we look at NASCAD right there. And you can see the weakness in here today, but there has been strength. And so then when we go to the crude oil right here, you would assume strength and then weakness today. Let's see what happens here. There we go. They're getting the weakness. So right there, we can put a little red line in there like that. And there it is. You see it's trying to go into the sell. This will make it into the sell if it closes there tonight. Let's give it a refresh. There we are. So there's crude oil. Crude oil has been fascinating. It's been trying to just run away, but it has had a nice move in this weekly buy, and the daily buys have been kind of interesting. They've been good wins. This one was a nice one. You just got to learn to take your profits and put your stops in. That's what it really comes down to. Now here's the S&P 500, which we always like to look at as the global index. You can see it's coming off of its lows. This is a heck of a day. It's like almost 1,000-point day in a Dow, I think, at some point, or a 800 or 900-point day. We'll take a look at that too. So this is the March contract, and you can see the pressure on here. Matter of fact, did it close in a sell? It did not, but it is definitely doing it now, that's for sure. And so we're going to put that like that. We'll see if that survives the day also, and see if that goes into a pressured thing, or is this just some type of noise from the resolution of the stimulus that's been being dragged around like a dog on a bone for 2+ months. The 3+ months. They've refused to do anything about the stimulus, and because of the stimulus, it was kind of trapped in that situation there. And then you can see, like, I guess we looked at oil, and you can see natural gas breaking down too. Now, we don't follow the daily on that, just on the sheet here. We've been in a weekly sell now on this product for 12 weeks. It's been finding a way. Each sell has been a good little sell there. We've had some nice moves on the sell side there. That's member traders who may be new around here. That's one of the tricks around here, and that is that we like to coordinate the weekly and the daily together. We don't do that when we're trading options, but no one around here seems to be trading options, so it doesn't really matter. But there's no doubt that the natural gas is falling, and I guess we could take a look at Robo too. This is the gas oil that they use for the automobiles. Let's see, where is it at? Right there. So we'll see what that whole sector looks like there. Same situation. Pressure is down. And it was up to $1.40. How about that? Wow. Right there. There we go. And you can see we've been in a weekly buy, and that's where the daily buys. When you have a weekly buy and a daily buy, you buy. And usually you can make some money out of that. About 8.5 out of 10 times you'll make money out of that. In this case here, it couldn't get into a sell and just kept on climbing again. And so in this case here, now it's rolled over. And we'll see if the sector, I don't know if it, again, these commodities are currencies now. That's what the problem is. And I know you must say, why is that a problem, Doc? And the problem is that the pairs trades are not exactly trade as pairs anymore. So in other words, you can let's say you buy euros, or let's say you sell euros, but you don't want to buy dollars because your central bank says if we buy more dollars in this country, we're considered manipulating. So then what they do is, instead of buying dollars, they go and they buy a commodity that's dollar denominated, or they short the commodity it's dollar denominated. When you short a dollar denominated currency, then you're short the dollar, and so if you're buying euros and trying to sell dollars, but your central bank tells you you can't because you might be manipulating the currency, then they go and do other things. They sell other currencies, or other denominated products, and that's what's going on here. And I know that sounds complicated, but at least we're trying to be honest with you. That's what we believe is happening, since we see these very strange statements all the time of, oh, they're manipulating their currency, and you're like, how do you know that? Why don't you tell us what that means? So, and then when we go to currencies, we can go look at the Bitcoin, and the Bitcoin went into a weekly buy, and it had been in a daily buy for this nice move from 18 to 24, but it couldn't get into the weekly buy, and now it's trying to roll over again. So we'll see what they do with that, and we can throw a little red line in there because it's trying to go into a sell, and that's DEC Bitcoin, which is getting ready to go out the door very soon. Right there, and let's just reload that. And that's what we were hoping for, is cryptos to take over and not trap us into, if you want to be long dollars or short dollars, you wouldn't get trapped into that situation. Your central bank telling you, no, you can't sell it. So then you're forced to go do a commodity that's dollar denominated, and now you've got to create a synthetic position on it at the same time, because you're not really trading oil or soybeans for the soybeans or the oil. You're doing it to be short dollars. And so it's like, oh, so if you're short that, then you buy calls. That's a synthetic short. And so you're short dollars, but you're not really short dollars in dollar currency, but in a commodity. And at the same time, if you're long the product in the other fashion, through calls or something like that nature, or some type of swap, then you've got that offset. You're not playing the short side of the oil or the soybeans or whatever it is denominated in dollars. Instead, what you're doing is you're trading the commodity, and you don't want to do that, so you have to hedge that. Turns it into a fiasco. All right, where are we at now? Anybody care to see any particular other? Oh, let's take a look at another index. And that is the, oh, we didn't replace that. That's December, so we need to fix that Russell. Close. Let's try that again. We can just copy. Okay, and then remove. And then we need, I thought that had the March in there. I'm confused on that. Let's change that. So that's MK. M2K. That's it. M2. And there it is right there. I thought that was in there. And same thing. M2. And so this is the most volatile of the stock indices. This is the Russell 2000. And did we go into a sell there? We don't even have it on the spreadsheet. So you can see there it went into a sell on Friday. Now that one did right there. So where's our little line here? Right there. And as much as the other products tried to and were very close, this one did. And it's very sensitive to the marketplace. And you can see here the weekly is now making a challenge. So we need the white line to break down through this because this is a GAS 3.5. So the white line is the 3, and I'm sorry, the white line is the 5, and the GAS line 3 is the histogram. So that's what that's doing. We'll see if they fall apart here at the same time. See what the action. Oh, let's cancel that. Cancel. Cancel. There we are. Because we want to do this too at the same time. We want to put in there and tell people what it is. So we go like paste, and we go March. There we are, like that. There we are. Oh, no, we won't do that. And then we go save. Files, and where's it at? Save, there we are. We're going to save that one now. There we go. So that is there. That's pretty cool. Nobody seems to want to see anything particular today. It's kind of quiet. I guess Mondays and the holiday put the two things together. Makes it really, really hard for anybody to want to do anything, you know. Now, I wanted to take a look at the Dow Jones because I thought the Dow Jones might have been down 1,000 points. So let's see how that goes there. So that's going on like, whoop, cancel. Let's try this. There we are. Let's change that color to red. And there's the old lady, the grand lady. Where'd she close? She closed at 30,276. Let's see what today's low is. 29,318. So was that 76? So it's 24, 34, 42. So it fell 958 points and is bouncing back up in here. So that's doing its. Oh, it doesn't have. That's interesting. Let's fix that. And that is March down 30 FUT. There we are. Just for everybody to know what that is. There we go. Oh, where's the other things? Now it's still holding up in its weekly here. You can see same situation. So this is breaking down there. Okay, now we'll save that. There we go. And you know what, traders, I try to emphasize this. This time of the year, the trends can be very fleeting. Today could be a down day, and tomorrow they could just take them right back up again. In other words, they could basically say, oh, we're just not as paranoid as we thought we were. A lot of this, like I said, is taxes. That's what it really comes down to. Now here is, like I said, this is the flight to safety right there. You can see that. That's the 10-year bond or 10-year note, whatever. That's where notes and bonds kind of drift. You can see it's trying to get into the daily buy there, like that. Let's just reload it one more time, like so. And you can see here a couple weeks in a sell, going on a third week now on a sell. Oh, actually, what's up with that? Oh, I guess it hasn't shown us where it's at the moment. That's the 18th. We'll see where that goes. That'll be very interesting to see how that weekly is. We've reset it. It doesn't want to do anything, but that's all right. We'll just save it. And that is the 10-year bond. And that's, money is running to safety. That's what they do. They run to safety. And so that is the marketplace when it comes to the stock markets and, all the natural gas, the gases and oils. And you can see here is platinum. Let's see what they did to platinum. Now, platinum's being odd. It's been in daily sell. I guess it was since here, right? Right there. So went into the buy here. Went back into the daily sell. Not there. Right there. Went into the daily sell off of this. And it has stayed there and it's gone up. I mean, it's gone down, then it's gone up. And now it's pretty much... It was went into the sell at... where was that? It was at 1,027 and change, and it's traded down as low as, well, it's gone even lower. It traded down to $1,005, and then now it's traded as high as 1,061, and right now it's trading at 1,043. So, it's kind of just bouncing around, going nowhere in a weekly buy and a daily sell. Just sloppy action there. Let's do this. Let's grab this one. Move that over to there, and then put the buy in here like so. There we are. And that's the action to that metals. Just this way everybody gets a chance to see all the metals and see what the action is going on with them. All right. And then middle age, let's see if we can find if there's any animal, any meats right now. Are they doing anything there? That's the 18th still. So that still has not updated for that action there. And then cattle still has not updated, but they're both acting very strong. We've shown you corn. Oh, now corn is moving down again. Let's just reload that again. Interesting. And that's today. So they took it up and knocked it down. We looked at wheat. Wheat is already in the sell for days, and now it's trying to get into the weekly sell. We'll see. I don't have a lot of confidence in any of this stuff. And then there's the feeders. They're not showing any action today in what that is. Now here's bean oil. You can see they're trying to knock that down. I think that's today live, isn't it? Yeah, right there. That's today. And so you can see, but it's still just giving us a volatility signal, but it's not giving us any more insight than that. So let's go like that. And then, where's that at? ZL. There it is right there. Bean oil. So you can see bean oil, as much as they're knocking it down hard today, it is holding up. And it's going to be very interesting to see what the meats do when they open up. I mean, if the grains are getting cheaper, doesn't that open the doorway for stronger beef, right? And you can see, there, that went into the weekly buy there. I could have sworn we fixed that. Remove. Put that in there. Back into the buy on the meal. Right there and right there. The crush spread. CRT. There we are. And so that's the meal. And anybody care, stop me if you want, and I will go to whatever product you're interested in looking at. I'm just looking around the neighborhood to try to get an idea what might be going on. I just go around and look. I looked at the currencies. I'll go back and look at currencies again. If someone sees something they'd like to see. We were watching some of those interesting exotics last week, like GBP, AUD, and things like that. I thought that was interesting. I liked watching, I like seeing new pairs trades we rarely pay attention to. I think that's always insightful on many, many levels. Let's see. And that's like, I think that's the key to the marketplace, is to just go through all these products, see what's going on, and see which one you can use as a surrogate for a currency, or if you're, a producer, what to do with it, that type of thing. Like here, this is soybeans. This is the March contract doing the same thing. You can see that weakness, you know, going on in the March. And let's see. What do we do here? Just refresh it. There it is right there. March beans. There it is. Let's see. There we are. So, what else can I show you? Anybody care to see anything? We can go over to whatever sector you find fascinating, and we can go take a look at it. I like watching the live ones. You can see here, this is meal in March, showing some pressure here. So the white line's not down, so I'm not putting a red line in there. And you can see the weekly is very firm. You know, there seems to be a food shortage on this planet. I mean, in the United States, we rarely see these things. I mean, our supply lines are pretty thick, and we usually don't have problems like that. I mean, we had some really weird things with the toilet paper, or disinfectant. But I mean, overall, oh, that was the wrong one, wasn't it? Okay, that's oats. So let me just go back to that. Okay, that's what it is. So that's oats. Oats have been really interesting. So it's the oats that are showing that life. Oats are trading, no, not up. You know, it was interesting that in the summertime we had oats and corn trading at the same price, but then that really disappeared altogether. And you can see here, even now with the strength in oats, we're not seeing anywhere near the strength that we saw before. Now there's the meal, and the meal is not breaking down whatsoever. And that's what we see going on there. Let's just refresh that. And that's holding up really well. And that's today too. You can see there, it's holding up very strong. So there's something brewing there, traders. And all the meats seem to be at the same price, which is really odd. That really has a lot of us semi-perplexed. And then there's the March oil. Let's see what they're doing with March oil. Now, March oil is joined in with oil itself, which is always relatively normal. They trade together, but we're not getting into a daily sell or a weekly sell. So maybe the damage they're doing to crude oil is just not that tenacious when it comes to bean oil itself. And that's where we are with all that. All right, now, let's see, what else can we talk about here? I don't see any questions. We can keep on looking for the meets to see if they get going. They normally are around another 50 minutes or so, 40 minutes. All right, so we can go back to the currencies if someone would like to see something in currencies. You see the ones we do follow here. We have tons of them. And that was a cool one, that Japanese yen. And this was interesting too. The euro against the, was that the Salte? No, that's the, that's the, let's go there. It's the, what is it, the Swedish, the kroner? I guess it's against the kroner. That's what that is. You can see the mild weakness, lots of red dots. Been in a weekly sell throughout this whole thing. Not even sure what that's all about. Let's see. Oh, did you look at gold already, Doc? Sure. Let's take a look at it again. I'm willing to look at anything 2 or 3 times. I learn something every time I look at it. So, as far as I'm concerned, it is easy peasy to do. Just go back and look at these things. Okay, so there it is. There's. Nope, that's not it. Right there. There it is. And there is gold. That's platinum right there. Wow. That just happened, I think. They just smashed it. Let's give it a refresh. It wasn't like that no more than like 4 minutes ago. They really smashed that. So now let's take a look at gold. Gold had gotten pressured down, but it seems to have stalled out. And when we wait do you check this out? See what's going on with the silver, which is even more entertaining in the way things are. Now silver is starting to press down. It went up and hit the dotted line we were thinking about. It got a couple dollars or a couple cents through it. So we went up to, we thought maybe we'd see like 27. I guess we were looking at what is that? That's 27. Let's see, 50 I think it is, or 48. And it got up to 63. So it got 13 cents past it, and now they've just dropped this thing, and that's silver. So that's interesting. Is gold came in a sell on a daily sell, but a weekly buy, so it was kind of stuck in that neutral situation. Very, wild and odd situation there going on. All right. Let's see. What else can we say about that? I guess not much more. Just the fact that we're seeing this type of action. And I wonder, let's just take a quick look on an intraday look of the stock indices. Where is it at? Right there. You can see this is the S&P 500. You can see the action. It opened up really strong. There was some good trading in it because they had resolved the budget thing. And then they going into the European hours. Look at that. They sold the daylights out of this thing. A lot of this selling is through the European hours. Could be Asian, European. It's just so hard to say. And now this is the U.S. time right here. This is where funds get going in the United States. This is right here. And so the funds have come in and started to buy some of this stuff. So it'll, don't trust all this crazy weakness because it could just disappear and be right back again strong tomorrow. And who knows what they'll do throughout the afternoons in the States here. Combine the tax season and, capital sitting on the sidelines and that classic window dressing. I mentioned window dressing. I'm not sure if anybody even uses those words anymore. The window dressing trade that they do. There's so many influences this time of the year that the quantitative is more of a tool for the daily itself than it is more intraday. Than it is for anything else. Phil, let's see. Okay, you're done. But if you would like to see something else, just give a yell. We'll gladly. We got a few more minutes, so we can easily put something else up there. And be it a currency or another commodity or so forth and so on. And that's where we are. All right. Let's see. What else can we look at here? I keep on wanting to see if we get nothing yet. They haven't started trading these meats. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with that, since we can see soybeans gapping up from Friday. Is that Friday? No, wait a minute. Where's the 18th? That's the 17th. Where's the 18th? Let's try this again somewhere else. Meal. There's the 21st, and there's the 18th. So let's take a look at March beans and see what they look like. Right there. There's the 18th, and there's the 21st. Okay, so they gapped it up and knocked it down. Interesting. And we're just still waiting for the meats to get going along in here. Cotton, unfortunately, that's on the ice, and we don't subscribe to the ice, So we can get you an ETF on it. I know I've had an ETF floating around. Let's see. I did have an ETF. Let's see if we can find that for you. Let's see, where is it at? Let's see, let me just get rid of this for a second. No. Wrong thing. There it is right there. And let's go and see if we can find the ETF on cotton. And, this way, I know we've looked at it. Okay, no problem. I don't have it either. Oh, okay. We have seen it on the ETF. It's interesting. It is a good tool. There's the Brazilian. That's today. Look at that. It's getting knocked down. It's joined in with the rest of the world there, which is always curious in its own right. Just watching them slam that at the same time. And then what do we got here? You can see. Let's see how the S&Ps were. Now the S&P's stock index closed in a daily sell on Friday. So the S&P 500 missed it by a hair of its chinny chin. Both are in weekly buys though. There's the weekly buy there. Why is that not filled in? I guess that's what it is, right there. I guess we have nobody following the stock indices at the moment, so we don't update this. But we put it on the spreadsheet. The spreadsheet has it on there. So we went into the buy there. It's interesting. Okay. Let's go file save. Maybe it'll save it this time. And what was I looking at? Oh, yeah, I just wanted to show you what the stock indices are looking like. Let's see what diamonds did. Diamonds did the same thing too. Dow closed in a daily sell on Friday. No, it did not. Yes, it did. Daily sell on Friday also. What did the Qs do? Let's see what the Qs did. The Qs held up. They were in a buy. But today they are feeling the pressure. And then there's the dollar index, which refuses. It's been in a daily buy since here. And we're in a weekly sell. Now we're seeing some action in the, just right there. You can see it's trying to play with the weekly. We'll see if, this is early. Remember, we are closed by Thursday afternoon. It gets really, it's going to be dead Thursday. So it's pretty much Thursday, Friday. So we've got really 3 days of trading here. And we've been in a daily buy. This is the dollar index itself. Let's see, where's that at? UUP. There it is right there. That's the ETF. All right, traders. I guess this is about it. We will catch you tomorrow. Just imagine, be careful. This market will not have a lot of consistency in it as much as you think it will. And you can see that had closed in the sell. Okay. So this is Doc from North America. Happy trails to you. Until we meet again on this slow holiday week that's being pretty wild, actually. Happy trails to you, all our trading friends.